Hey everybody, happy weekend. I'm Meredith Miller coming to you from Portland, Oregon. I just wanted to deliver this message for your weekend. A lot of people are off work, a lot of people are thinking about things during the weekend on your downtime, and I wanted to tell you to stop waiting for other people's permission. Stop waiting for people's permission to have feelings. Stop waiting for other people's permission to know your feelings, to know how you feel, to know who you are, to be you, to do you, to have your perception of reality, to get up and leave your situation that you're not happy in. Stop waiting for their permission to change your life. Because if you sit around all the time just waiting for someone else's permission, guess what? It might not ever come. It might not ever come. And that permission should not be coming from someone else. That should be coming from someplace deep inside you that you know how you feel. You know what you need. You know what your reality is. You know what you want in life. And if you're feeling confused and you're not really sure what your reality is and what's going on and what you want and how you feel and what is real, then you need to get clear with yourself, and if you're confused, it's probably because you're listening to other people too much. You're letting their ideas fill your head. You're letting them tell you how you feel, what you should want, how you should be, who you are, how you should do in this life, how you should stay in your situation, how you should just put your head down and accept it and deal with it. And it's really not that bad. In fact, it's probably your fault. And so you get to this point where you're just deep down inside the reality of things, but you're listening and putting too much weight on other people's opinions. And it's really good to listen to other people's opinions and feedback. You can gain really excellent insight into your life by seeing yourself through someone else's mirror. But their opinion of you is not real. That's not what really matters. You can get ideas from people. But when you're waiting for other people to give you permission, when you're waiting for other people to tell you what's real in your life and what's not real, you're going to be very confused. So you want to ask yourself and get clear, what are you not clear about in your life? What are you confused about? What areas of your life are still confusing you? What are you thinking about? What are those thoughts that are consistently going through your head over and over again? Maybe they're conversations you had with someone yesterday, today, last week, last month. Maybe they're conversations that maybe it's your mom's words that's still going through your head, who knows? But whatever is going through your head and all these ideas that are flooding you, if you keep having these reoccurring thoughts and these reoccurring conversations that you had with someone, that's a clue. Look there. It doesn't mean that what happened was real. What that person feels and says and says that you should have and feel and do, that's not necessarily what's real. What's real is that conflict that you feel, that gnawing sense of, I can't resolve that yet. There's something still unresolved there. So ask yourself the empowering question. In what area of my life do I need to get more clear? In what area of my life do I need to get more real? How do I need to give myself more permission to be myself, to live my life, to make the changes in my life that I want to live? As soon as you start to change your life, what's going to happen is everybody who's not comfortable with those changes is going to rise up and start, trying to beat you down and hold you down, and it's like this herd mentality that we have in society. And sure, maybe this came from a long time ago in our ancestors where, we traveled in herds, and if someone strayed from that herd, not only was that person in danger, but they were putting the whole herd in danger because they might be notifying some kind of predator of their presence, right? But that's not where we're at anymore. And so, you can't entirely blame society for blaming the outlier, for blaming the person who steps away from that mentality, for blaming that person in the family who stands up and says, I was being abused. I am being abused. I don't want to be abused anymore, and then the others in the family trying to pull them back down and just go back to the comfortable numbness of denial. Ignorance is bliss. And you got to live for yourself. You got to stop waiting for permission. You got to stop waiting for other people to give you that permission to make the changes in your life, to have the realizations about your reality, to know how you feel, to know what you want, to know how you want to live your life. That's got to come from inside you. You don't have to live life for other people. You don't have to defend yourself or what you believe in. You don't have to make excuses for yourself. You don't have to explain yourself. You can just be you. And if other people don't like it, too bad for them. Too bad, because when you make changes in your life, because you know who you are, because you know where you want to be, because you know that there is a gap between where you are and where you want to be in your life, and you're actively working to make those changes, you're going to make a lot of people uncomfortable, either because you're no longer playing that role in their life that they wanted you to play, or because they're threatened by your ability to stand up and say, I want something else. I'm not going to settle for this. I'm not just here to work as a slave and do some soul-sucking job and pay bills till I die. Maybe that's not how you want to live. It doesn't mean that other people can't do it. That's fine. That's what they want to do. But stop waiting for other people to give you permission to change your life. Are you confused about your relationship? Are you still waiting for that person to admit that they were lying, that they were cheating, that they were gaslighting, that they were manipulating, that they were trying to get you to do what they wanted, that they were trying to get you to see things how they wanted you to see? Are they constantly undermining you? If you're waiting for that person to admit what they're doing, if you're waiting for that person to take accountability for their actions, if you are waiting for that person to change, if you are waiting for that person to give you permission to know what your reality is and that it is not the same as their reality, you might be waiting a really long time. You might be waiting a lifetime wasted in that and not living who you are and not living your dream. And no one else can tell you who you are and no one else can tell you what your dream is. You just got to get out there and explore and figure it out for yourself. No one really just knows suddenly these things. You got to go on this journey of discovery, on this journey of exploration, and allow yourself to have fun and allow yourself to play and allow yourself to laugh and allow yourself to experience joy and sorrow and bliss and grief and all of that together, because that's who you are. That's what we are. We're in this human existence and all of that is real. It's not that just this tiny little sliver of reality exists, and that's what we're taught to believe. Scientists tell us now, physicists tell us that 4% of the universe is what we see. 4% of the mass of the universe we can observe with our eyes. That means 96% of what's real, what exists, we don't see. They call it dark matter and dark energy. We don't see 96% of our reality, right? So think about that for yourself and realize that there's probably a lot more going on than you realize, that there's probably a lot more happening in your reality than you were taught and conditioned and conformed to believe, that you can think for yourself, that you don't have to be waiting on someone else to tell you it's all right. You don't have to wait for someone else to give you permission. You don't have to wait for someone else to tell you that they're sorry, that they were wrong, that they hurt you. You decide. You decide. You decide how you feel, you own your feelings. You decide what you need, you own your needs. You decide what you want in life, you own your desires. You decide what your reality is, you own your reality. And if you don't like it, change it, do something. If you have a low sense of self-esteem, it's because you've been letting other people convince you that some other reality is real and it's not. Self-esteem comes from your ability to engage with reality and feel the feedback from reality, because you are creating the universe and the universe is creating you. And whatever you're creating out there, you're getting some kind of feedback. And if it's not positive feedback and you feel really low, you feel this low sense of self-esteem, this low sense of self-worth, this low sense of self-respect, because you're not engaging in what's real. Because you feel like as you're engaging with reality that you're not getting this positive response, right? So learn to engage a little bit differently in reality. Learn to create your reality differently. Learn to see reality differently and see the feedback in the universe, because that feedback then is going to reinforce your self-esteem. If you're getting positive feedback from the universe, you're feeling a positive sense of self-esteem. If you're getting negative feedback from the universe, you're feeling a negative, low sense of self-esteem. So make sure that that point of self-esteem is coming from inside you and not from what someone else tells you. You got to believe, you got to do, you got to be in life, because that comes first and foremost from you. So I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I just wanted to put this out there. I'll see you guys soon.